Hi, this is Chad with Praxis Metrics. I want to talk through an omni-channel retail use case, right? A company that is selling some physical products and wants to be able to run their business from a single platform, being able to see everything across all the different organizations and departments that they run to help make this business run effectively. And so, how can I run everything from my command center and improve the key levers and outcomes that I need to be able to ultimately meet my objectives? So I'm going to walk through a handful of dashboards here. This first one I'm going to start off with is an executive view of this fictitious company of the jeans company. They sell, jeans and another apparel. So at the top layer, I can see my gross revenue over quarter, quarter over quarter, my gross profit, gross margin, allowing myself to be able to do annotations here to see, make any notes like, hey, why was there a huge drop, or why the decline, or different things like that. I can see, how things are trending. You can see my revenue by store, revenue by store type, location, by regional manager. I have a whole product summary where I can see my average selling price, items per order, average AOV. What I like about this is not only it's a trend, but it's also bringing in a predictive portion of it, right? Like, so it's telling me what it could be. Here's the range of the high, here's the range of the low of what this could be based on the calculations and the forecasting that this system is doing behind the scenes. I can also do my volume by category and color and my volume by style. Again, that's my high level, quick kind of executive summary. But then I can come over here and have all my other different dashboards that I can look at. I can look at my store performance, my product performance, things like power hours, inventory, e-commerce, a revenue equation, my labor expense, my customer satisfaction, and even my vendor management. So I'm going to hit these really high levels so you can get a sense for what's in there. So this is where I may be looking at my brick and mortar stores to see how well things are going across all of them, right? So my gross revenue as it's trended by week, and I have all my filters over here so I can filter by region, state, city, even like franchise type or vendor, whatever it might be. Here I can get a much more granular view of my store names and the state, how well these are doing across these key metrics like revenue and profit, and areas that are performing well or not, right? Like these green and red. So telling me where areas maybe I need to focus. So I can also do a store cohort analysis, right? So when the store started, months since the store was open, and how well those are doing over the following months. And it could be years if you've got that in much historical data, but you can kind of see where certain stores are stacking up to others at the same time in their history and maturity, and then a gross margin by store. So that's a real quick on the store performance. We also have a product performance where we can see our margin and revenue analysis. I can even use some of these pictures of our products to be able to say, hey, I want to look at the slim jeans. So I'm going to click slim, and you can see now I'm filtering all these different charts and graphs just to look at the products that are within the slim category, right? And I can come in and quickly uncheck that so everything kind of goes back to normal, and I can see my gross revenue by gross margin, and volume, I think is what this, volume is the size of the bubble. So how things are performing that way. Again, other filters that I can use. I have my product category and style performance, but a much more granular view of category and style, looking at things comparing across volume, gross revenue, gross profit, gross margin, average selling price, and so on. So that's a really great view. And again, this is just a starting point. This is a jumping off point. We can build any other more additional custom charts and graphs beyond this to fit exactly what you want. If power hours is something that you're interested in, right? That's how well are, when are my power hours? Like, when is the traffic the highest, right? So I can look at my traffic, the timing, the days of the week, and the hours, my conversion rates, when those are happening the most, when my revenue is being driven the most, and then the actual absolute number of conversions. And that can filter by store. So then I have my inventory. This is where I can see my inventory value over time. Again, I'm getting a predictive value of what I think my inventory will be in the future, and we can kind of use different methods to get this number, and then just how accurate is that forecast. Then I can see, what is the quantity sold, what do I think is going to happen, how much do we have on hand, what are my sell-through rates and different things like that, how many days on hand by different styles, how many returns have been coming, what does that return rate look like, right? And if it gets above a certain threshold, I need to be alerted to let me know when that gets above a rate because something's going on that I maybe need to look into. And my out of stocks, right? Again, something I need to be aware of because there's a potential loss of sales if we have out of stocks for too long. So how can I get ahead of that? While I'm on inventory, I'm going to jump over real quickly to some other inventory dashboards that we can build out and have done for other clients. So this is a projection of days to zero. So we know how much inventory we have on hand. We know what our sell rate is. And we can even also do factor in lead time. So we can say how many days to zero, how many days till our current inventory gets to zero based on historical sales rates. And then also, when do I need to make a purchase order that takes into account lead times? And I can get alerts on when I need to make certain purchases. This allows me to also select certain SKUs so that then all these lines right here, it's hard to read here, but if I select certain SKUs, I can see my trends over time down to just the views that I want to look at. So a couple others that we might want to look at, how many quantity ordered from different purchase orders, like what's coming down the pipe. When do I need to reorder? We talked about that. Where are my sales going? Other views, like margin performance. I think we'll see a little bit of this in the jeans one, but order accuracy, order timeliness, margin by supplier, purchase orders, how many purchase orders are out there and how many have been incomplete, right? So I can keep track of that, and outstanding payments. Then I have my inventory. Are we efficiently managing inventory and shipping? Our inventory value, ordered by product line, expedited order rate, average time to value. Again, just really key information to help me dig in at a high level to see how well we're trending. Then if I want to dig in at a category or description level, I can dig into that. We already went through this earlier in the video, so I won't go over that one. Product style and performance, right? Again, product returns, trending, even by region, if that's something that would be interesting to you. Profitability by product category and the costs, right? So I can get the two factors of the equation and then the actual number of profit. And then inventory levels, again, views that we kind of seen before, we're just in a different way. Vendor fill rate, is kind of interesting. Stock outs, how many back orders, sold out, and inventory available. Inventory projections, again, this is maybe taking into account that the lead times and just what our daily rate is based on the product that we're selling, just so I can get an idea for how that's affecting things. We have landed costs per unit so that we can see how well those are trending and if there's anything that I need to jump in and take care of, and it's where I can set my thresholds to alert me if certain things are met so that I can go in and make any certain actions. And then inventory profiles, right? Again, inventory available, so that I'm back ordered. How many items are in stock? Just tell me what that is so that I can make sure I'm managing my website appropriately. What our current inventory looks like. And this is more on the excellent customer experience side of things, right? So like on-time delivery, picking accuracy, on-time rate by product category, shipping, average days late, returns by warehouse. If I'm managing multiple warehouses and shipments. So this is just a much deeper view into some of the things that we can do with the inventory side of things and managing that experience on the operation side of things. So let me jump back over to the retail example, and where we have e-commerce, right? And this is another view that can maybe complement our e-commerce sales dashboard, but a lot of it's very similar. So a lot of times we just do one or the other, but I can bring in things like our new versus existing customers, abandoned cart rates on our website, right? The sales by product, average order value, ad spend, new versus existing product sales, our site analytics, how well is the site performing, right? Some key things that are maybe a little harder to get in Google Analytics or your web analytics provider, but we can bring it in and make it really easy to see what's most important at the level that you want to. And again, inventory tied just to the e-commerce business. So there's that. There's a labor expense part, just how well you're managing the people in your stores. That's how you're managing that. So there's a labor expense whole section that you can leverage to plan that out appropriately and see what time is being logged and scheduled hours and planned hours and what actually was fulfilled. You can do it down the store and regional level. Really helpful and effective views if you're managing those stores. And then customer satisfaction, also a really important part, right? Our net promoter scores and CSAT scores, how well we're trending, how well things are going, what do I need to make sure I stay on top of to make sure that people are continuing to recommend our business, or we're having high satisfaction with our customers. So down to region and stores levels if needed, and what potentially could be impacting that, or answers from the surveys, right? That could be impacting things, so that we can get a sense for what might be impacting our scores the most and how can we go and change that. So that's our customer satisfaction view. Now that's and then the last one is this vendor management. So vendors and suppliers, right? Who the vendors are, the vendor type, the status of them, the performance plan if they're on any, the quality score by vendor, safety rating by margin, and risk assessment, procurement and legal things that we maybe need to look at. And again, all of these are just examples. You don't have to do all of these, but you can take some of these. And if this would be helpful in creating your kind of KPI command center across all the entire business, this is a really effective view into how you can manage that. And so there's that. We went over the inventory dashboard. A couple of things we didn't go over were some of the more deeper operational views. One thing I wanted to look at here was like service tickets, right? So resolution rate by country. This could be down to state or even zip code if we had that data. Resolutions by owner, percent of cases resolved within 24 hours, right? We have other things like the systems, if that's what's interesting to you, right? Like the uptimes, and if you're managing logistics or any transfer routes, things like that. This is another kind of similar view into that. This is a Zendesk support dashboard. Now, it doesn't have to be Zendesk. We can use all these exact same metrics just for whatever your support system is. But the important is, looking at customer satisfaction, unresolved tickets, unassigned tickets, open tickets, and I can filter down by these different channels to be able to get the right data to help me know if we're performing at the level that we need to, right? Are tickets being resolved in a timely manner? And how is that trending? Is there anything that I need to kind of step in and help take action on as the leader over this business? So here's a view into the customer support, kind of dashboards that we can create. And then finally, what I want to touch on that's not in one of the other videos that we have, like financial dashboard or paid media or anything like that, is HR. So there's two views that I want to show you. One is this more kind of simplified but easy to use and straightforward dashboard, which is how many employees do we have, like these is the executive pulse, right? How many employees do we have, the total employees, new hires, and terminated employees, and then how is our churn going, right? How I'm going to analyze the terminations and retention of our employees, and how's that going? What's the demographics? Helping us maybe craft our benefit programs. How's our diversity doing in organization, and how can we make sure we're representing all the collective voice of the different people that would be a part of our company, and making sure we're representing a lot of different parts of the population. So that's a pretty straightforward and relatively easy dashboard we could create. A little bit more in depth on that is this example where we're looking at headcount breakdown, where are our employees across the globe, right? And I can see the total headcount by sub-department, our retention initiatives, our growth initiatives in terms of headcount, how many employees are joining us, and how well that's going. So you can look at some of these metrics, anticipated onboarding schedules, other recruiting metrics like how are we doing with filling open positions, right? How many applications, interviews, the pipeline, the visits to our website, the cost per new hire, like all of this is stuff that could be really helpful and impactful. So it's kind of a long video, but hopefully it gives you a full view of all the different places we could touch. And this hit on a lot of the retail view, right? But this would be a complementary dashboards video to our financial summary video, our e-commerce or omnichannel sales dashboard, our paid media dashboard. And so if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, chad.talbot@praxis.com, or go to our website and select to talk to a representative, and we'd be glad to talk to you about your options here. Thanks. Bye-bye.